Yeah, hello everyone. I was born and raised on a small island on the west coast of Norway, and for the last couple of years I've been involved in a project of removing mink from the islands here. The mink was introduced to Norway as for farming. It was in 1927 actually, and they soon escaped. And mink is very adaptable to the Norwegian environment, and they have no problem catching food here out on the coast. As you know, there's plenty of fish of the sea in the sea. And the problem with mink is that they kill the birds and take the eggs from the seabirds during the nesting season, because the native birds are not used to mink, even though it's almost 100 years gone since the first mink came to Norway. They make a big problem for the seabirds. So it's been decided by the government to try to remove all minks. It's almost finished on these islands here. There's still a couple of minks left, but they are very few. But of course that makes it also very hard to find any mink. It's like finding the needle in the haystack. I use my dogs, the hounds, and I have my terrier for mink hunting, and I also have traps. At the moment I have 11 traps out on different locations. I have just checked 3 of them, no catch, and it's going to be dark in a couple of hours, so I don't have much time today, but I'm going to check the rest of the traps tomorrow, and also go hunting with my dogs and see if I can find a mink. I usually take the minks with my dogs, and occasionally I get one in a trap, but it's much harder to get a mink in a trap than I thought it was. They are much more careful now when there are not many minks left, so I guess the last ones are more careful. I use, as you know, might know, the mink have scent glands, and they are territorial, so I use mink scent from already dead minks, like this mink hair I got from a friend of mine, and I use the scent from the mink in the traps to try to trick the mink to go in and check if there is a enemy in his territory, and he go into the trap and he get caught, hopefully. But yeah, it's much harder than I thought. Yeah, I will go and pick up my dogs now and go check the next trap. And now during the winter it's much harder to hunt a mink, of course, because the sea is much rougher. So I try to let my dogs on the shoreline and let them search, and I try to follow them with my boat, but yeah, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes they just want to go back in the boat, but that's probably because they don't find any scent. But I've also been successful in this way, because the mink he goes by the shoreline catching fish and crabs and bird if he can. So and also the otter is coming back to this area. There hasn't been any otter here for 50, 60 years, I think. At least 60 years. But I've found 2 otters with my dogs, and a brother of mine caught one in a fish trap, and it was dead, unfortunately. But so the mink is, I mean the otter is coming back, and the otter is that's a native species to Norway. Mink is not. The mink is the American mink, so it doesn't belong here. And the otter doesn't do that much damage to the seabirds like the mink do. This is where they raise salmon. Not sure what they call it in English, but salmon farm, maybe. Not sure if you can see here, but there's a lot of birds here. They feed on shells. There they go. They eat the shells that grow on the ropes and the nets where they keep the salmon. So the company that raised the salmon, they like these birds because they help them keep their equipment clean, so they don't have to do it themselves. So this is where I have one of my traps. I've caught 1 mink in this, and that's all. I have to see. Nope, no mink. Then I have to what I do is, you can see this, the scent glands on the mink it's on his behind, if I can say it that way. What I do is just press here, and I use this moss. Smell good? Yes. This is where the trap is set. I've shown this on one of my other videos. The mink, he comes, you can see they like to go in these I don't know, like a small canyon from the sea there. It goes up here, and it will find my trap. But I don't think there is any mink around here anymore. There is only a couple of minks left, and they're not around here. So yeah, beautiful place. I think it's a beautiful place. You can see the houses in the horizon there. Not many people living here anymore, but there are a few. More people than there are mink. And I have a house out here, but I don't live here anymore. But I have the house that I was born and raised in. I use it more as a cabin, I guess you can call it. Yeah. It's time to go home, Sid. It's getting dark now, so it's better to get home before it turns completely dark. So, or my wife will be scared, I guess. I think she still likes me, so I better go home. Lizzie! Lizzie! Lizzie is my oldest hound. She was 10 years this summer, so that's pretty old. But still, I think she still have a couple of years left as a hunting dog, maybe. She's been very good on fox, but also mink. But the hounds are not that good on mink, actually. It's the terrier that's doing the most of the work on mink. The hounds, they can find them, but they don't have the same drive to kill the mink as the terrier will. But I shoot the mink. But the terrier, he is much more no English word now, but he will bark on the mink, and the hounds, they usually don't bark on the mink unless they see them. And as you can see, it's not easy to take a mink here because there's so much rock. They can hide under these rocks, and it can be very hard to get to them and to shoot them. But we usually get them. Hello again. It's Sunday morning. My plan was to go out in the boat and look for mink on the outer islands, check some traps and trail cameras, but it's just too much wind today, and the sea is too rough, so I don't want to risk my life for some mink. So instead I'm taking a walk with my dogs and see if we can find a mink. I don't think we will find any, but it's a good exercise for me and the dogs. So here is my new puppy, which I bred myself. She's 4 months old, and you can see my fox terrier, Sid. Ayla is the name of the puppy. There is my old oldest hound. And Elsa is also here somewhere, but she went away. We'll see her later, I guess. So hang on if you wanna come with me on this mink hunting. There she is. And we will see if we can find any. I don't have the biggest hope, but we'll see. So this is one of my sets, mink trap. It's probably empty, but let's check. Yep, was still empty. I haven't caught anyone on this one, but it's a good place. As you can see, there is this, the mink used like to run and cover when he's moving from one place to another. And there's I have shot quite a few foxes here in these rocks where they hide during the day. And as you can see, it's short distance to the sea, so it's a nice hunting ground for the mink. We can catch fish and crabs and whatnot. So I just have to fresh this up with some new scent, and I'll just leave it. Yeah, I have done my round for the day. I found a mink, as I expected, which is a good sign, but it's boring, of course, when you like to hunt. But the mission is to remove all the mink, and I guess the mission is coming to an end. There is only a few mink left, and I think they are further away on the outer islands. But as I said, the sea is getting pretty rough now, so it would be dangerous to go out on the outer islands. It's the North Sea coming in here, and we don't play with the sea when it's rough. Too many have lost their life in the ocean. But it's beautiful. You see the waves breaking. Yes. And, I'm still a little far from home, but I don't think I will find any mink now. You can see, maybe you can see there's a yellow house there. That's my house where I grew up. So yes, I guess that will be all for this time. So I hope you enjoyed the little tour, the little journey. Didn't get any action with a mink, but that's how it goes. Sometimes you find something, sometimes you don't. And two of my dogs deserted this hunt. They got bored, I guess, so they ran home. So they're back at the house now. So I guess I have to go back and have a little talk with them. Yes, see you some other time.